Let me ask you a question. How am I going to fix this rain barrel? Why are these bees looking so very hungry? And what am I going to do with all these Pindo Palm fruits today on What the Homestead? All right, first, a quick look around the garden. The okra, by the end of summer, August here, okra is out of control. There is okra every day. And the thing about the okra, you better like okra. First of all, beautiful flowers on the okra, right? Make my bees happy. But they just pop up in one day. You get a whole bunch of little baby okra. And then the next thing you know, you got to pick them because you don't want them to get too big. Like we'll give that another day. But in like one night, they will grow up. And that one will be ready to pick tomorrow. And the plants themselves are like 6 feet tall. And if you wait too long, 2 days, they'll be fibrous when you eat them. So I try to pick them when they're pretty small, and I'm just like putting them in jars. And now I got like jars and jars of okra. Please, somebody come eat this okra. So much of it. Anyway, out to the bees. Speaking of eating, in the summer you get the dearth. That's what they tell me. And the bees, they're finding maybe some pollen, but they're just not really finding enough. So we thought maybe I'd feed them a little bit. They're hot and they're cranky, and I've just felt like if I just fed them a little bit. Now look, I took off the top here and I dropped it. That's one way to make bees really, really mad. How about a little extra smoke, guys? So I got the attic here, and the attic is stuck to the top layer there, and I'm just trying to get everything settled again. But I'm going to brush off the top layer of the attic. The attic's letting some air in so they'd be a little cooler. And I'm going to put this top feeder right up on top here. And now I've made some sugar water, basically just 1-to-1 sugar to water, and some Be Healthy, which is a little extra stuff I add to make it digestible for the bees. Put that on the top, put the top on top, and hopefully that's going to calm them down. Meanwhile, I had bought these. Remember, I think I showed these a while ago. They're supposed to stop the bees from drowning. They don't really work very well. So the water spigot on the water barrel, the rain barrel, broke. Look, I can turn it no matter what. It's going to keep coming out. So I made a little fashioned little cork there to try to hold it for now. I tried to fix it with a screwdriver. No luck. So off to Tractor Supply we go, which is, I don't buy as much stuff there. I want to shop there a lot because look what they have. They have little, there you go, little baby chickens. They're so adorable. Unfortunately, my city ordinance won't let me have chickens, nor will they let me have these cute little adorable ducks that are in there as well. Oh my gosh, I would love to have some ducks in the backyard. I might have to move. Anyway, go out in the garden center and I find a kind of a spigot thing here, shut off valve, and I'm just like, this looks like it should work. I can just screw it in there, take it home, screw it in there. Of course, the rain barrel, and it was empty now because the cork had popped off and all the rainwater fell in those buckets I got there below. So I'm going to take a jar, I'm going to dip it in, try to fill the rain barrel up a little bit so I can test if the spigot works now that I got it on there. I'm just starting with the little glass jar, then I actually, to the point where I could pick up the 5-gallon bucket and pour it in there in the top. So I got enough water in there to test it, and I turned it, and lo and behold, factory place, tractor company place, you came through with your spigot. Another thing I needed to fix. Now, I got Kim this board for Christmas. It says Kimberly's Kitchen. Isn't that adorable? Had that put on there. So I wanted to keep it good. So I got some of this board oil, and I'm just going to pour some on there, and just a little bit, and rub it in. And this is going to keep, so if you have cutting boards and you want to keep them from cracking and keep them healthy, just be careful when you pour it on. Laughing at me. We'll pour it a little too much on there. You don't need a whole lot. Look, it looks greasy now. I'm going to turn it over and put some on the back there too. So I'm just going to keep working this in, and this is going to really help save my cutting board and keep it good, or Kim's cutting board as it is. Keep it good for a long time. So we went out in the backyard, and I've got a palm tree out there. It's called a Pindo Palm, and they produce these little orange fruits that actually taste sort of like oranges, very citrusy, really good, very fibrous. You can't really eat them. You can suck the juice out. Now, you get these little caps on them. I don't want to cook the caps. Now, what I do with this is I make jelly. I make Pindo Palm jelly, but I didn't really want to make jelly. I just wanted to get some of the juice, and my thinking was I'm going to get the juice from the Pindo Palms, and instead of making jelly out of it, which is what I usually do, I'm going to use it to flavor my homemade kombucha. Whoa, a Pindo Palm flavored kombucha. So in the pot it goes, flame comes on, boil in the water, get them all nice and boily in there. That softens them up so you can kind of squeeze. The idea is just to get, like I said, to get the juice out. Again, you can't really eat the fruit itself. It's like eating a piece of fiberglass. I don't know. It's not that. That's terrible. You need fiberglass. It's just is like eating. It's like eating a really an okra that got picked too long. So I'm gonna put a cup of sugar in there, sweeten it up because it's kind of sour. It's a very like a lemon orange. When you make the jelly, it tastes like orange marmalade. So you got to put some sugar in there and make it a little bit sweeter. Smush it down with my smushy machine thing here, and then just get as much juice, press as much juice out of it as I possibly can, which in this case made for about one mason jar. But that's plenty, right? Because I don't need that much to sweeten a couple of containers of kombucha. When I'll probably be able to do 3 or 4. That's actually kind of a lot. So I actually got this electronic sealer that's supposed to seal it like a canning process, and you put it on the top, and I hadn't figured out, this was my first time trying to figure it out, so it didn't really work so well first time. I did eventually figure it out. So that's all we have for this week's What the Homestead. Check back in next week when we'll do some more fun stuff.